Okay, so this initiative is called Lighting Up Albert County. And I really appreciate the opportunity to share with you all tonight about this. And it can be implemented in any neighborhood. And as Jordan has shared with you, as executive director of the Albert Association of Baptist Churches, the association is comprised of 18 congregations. And working with the pastors and congregations within that area, we're moving forward, looking to see Albert County saved, as you see here. And our mission is equipping people in prayer evangelism to become lighthouses of prayer in their neighborhood. And I work within the church sphere of influence and with pastors and congregants. And we're looking to encourage people to become lighthouses of prayer. And what is a lighthouse of prayer? It's groups of two people who join together to pray for their neighbors and bless them and build relationships with them. Here's a little bit of statistics from the census in 2021 for Albert County. There were 11,760 people. 38% of the population in the questionnaire responded that they had no religion. There was another number which said they did have religion, and some said they were Christian. Some said they were affiliated with particular denominations, and some said that they weren't affiliated with any denominations. But 38% of the population responding that they have no religion. It means that we have a lot of room to grow. And the population, 30,749, and the reported households, 13,476. Now, this is 2021 statistics, and we know how much growth has been taking place in Albert County and in New Brunswick and different places in Canada that really have grown exponentially, really. So the approach, the strategy, we started out, our association distributed copies of the book That None Should Perish to each of the pastors in the area and within that association. I began meeting with them and talked to them about the book and encouraged them to be part of a group, a study group, that we would go through the book. Some of the pastors have been participating in that, and we've gone through the book. We've completed that. We just did it 2 chapters at a time because we recognized how busy pastors are, all the responsibilities they have, and we certainly didn't want to overwhelm them with, asking them to read a book and then we talk about it afterwards. I just wanted to do it in snippets so that it would make it easier for them. And as we went through the book and had discussion times, the pastors could see how these principles work when implemented. And Prayer Lighthouses was part of that, one of those principles that we wanted to implement. Online meetings made it easy. We had Zoom meetings each week. And it was interesting because we were going to meet every other week to discuss it, right? 2 chapters every other week. But some of the pastors really wanted to meet each week and spend one of those weeks just getting to know one another and fellowship together in that way. And so it really helped to build unity as well. So we had those weekly online pastors meetings. And then we have monthly online Lighthouse meetings, and Jordan has been facilitating those and really been a great encouragement to us. And I'm so thankful for Jordan. I reached out to Transform Our World Canada, and before we began these prayer lighthouses, and yeah, Jordan has been instrumental in a lot of this, helping us to get things organized, and the website, and actually Jordan did a seminar for us as well, called Establishing Prayer Lighthouses in Albert County, and that is available at the link lightingupalbertcounty.ca, which will take you right to the Kingdom Builders Network, where you can find that seminar if you'd like to look at that. So one of the things is to establish your lighthouse. And how you would do that is you choose a target area where you want to be praying for. So if that's your street, if that's your school, if that's your workplace, or your neighborhood, you choose an area that you want to be praying for, and then you fill in a commitment form, which says how many households or and where they're located. And that is so helpful. And take action, start praying. And as you begin praying for your neighbors, it makes such a difference. A greater awareness of your neighbors is a big part of that. Like, it's just, sometimes when you're not even thinking about, well, who lives next door to me, or who lives in this apartment building, those types of things, you just start to be more sensitive to the people around you. I found some challenges. We are in the early adopter stage. We have lots of room to grow, but we haven't been doing this that long. We really began the prayer lighthouses in May of this year. So another challenge has been for myself to be able to make those interdenominational connections. The pastors that I meet with are the same denomination as myself, but looking to make more connections interdenominationally, because there's only one church. I mean, God only has one church. And so to be able to make those connections and reach out to others. So that's the next phase. I'm really going to be focusing on that in the new year more, and reaching out in that way to share this initiative with them as well. Breakthrough, we have 23 lighthouses and 1,100 households being prayed for. A little over 800 are in Albert County, but there are some people that live in Albert County that wanted to pray for some people that they know, some areas that they know in the city of Moncton, which borders Albert County. And so it has already moved beyond Albert County. So that's exciting as well. The kingdom principles that are applied is beginning to pray for our neighbors, praying peace over their households, praying for God to move on their hearts, praying for opportunities to speak with them, just being a blessing to our neighbors, and then fellowshipping with them. It could be just as you are out for a walk and you meet someone, one of your neighbors, when you're out for a walk, and you just say hi, and talk to them a little bit, and just gradually make those connections. And then they can move into coffee together, a meal together. Like, different opportunities will present themselves as you connect with people. And then ministering to felt needs. I mean, we know that everybody's need is the Lord, but felt needs, like maybe they are looking for a job, maybe they're having financial difficulty, or they have health issues or family issues at difficult times. We can serve them by offering to pray for a felt need for them, and the opportunity to come back later and see how things are going regarding that. Helping to shovel snow. Snow is coming. And I think Ontario is supposed to be getting quite a bit really soon, according to the weather today, it said. Anyways, but yeah, mowing someone's grass, just different ways. And the Lord will lead you in different ways that you can serve people. And each situation is a little bit different. And then sharing Christ when the time is appropriate. And God, as we follow the leading of the Holy Spirit, He will give us direction in that. And so, yeah, that is a big piece of it. The stories, the testimonies, just hearing people say about the opportunities to speak with their neighbors. Like as we meet monthly, there are testimony times in those monthly meetings. And they're so encouraging as we hear about someone, all of a sudden they've noticed in someone's yard, they were walking through the neighborhood previously, but they didn't really notice it before. But as they're praying for them, they started to notice, oh, this house, there's a playground equipment on their property. Well, they must have children. So they started praying specifically for the children in the household and the family and all those kinds of things. So the testimonies are really interesting and each one is a bit unique, I find. So measuring the impact, that is part of the relationships that are being built and things like that. The commitment forms, that helps us to know how many households are being covered, how many people are signing up to be a prayer lighthouse. So those commitment forms are really essential as well to be able to measure if there's growth, if we've stagnated, if we're, moving forward. And with that, they say they include information about the streets that are covered, that they're covering in prayer, or their apartment building, or whatever area God is calling them to be praying for. And then those are posted on a map. And you can view that map when you go to use the link lightingupalbertcounty.ca. It's really encouraging to see those streets being covered. Opportunities to connect and multiply. Well, there's my contact information. So if anyone would like to reach out to me, if they want to discuss this further, and I'm very open to that. We also did a brochure, and a brochure is available at the acbaptist.ca. And this brochure has a lot of good information in it, which really clarifies more parts and pieces of the Prayer Lighthouse movement. And you can download that brochure from that website. And if this is something that you're interested in, you can take this brochure and adapt it to your area and put your information in it. And that's just something that for consideration. Networking together has been so important. Just being part of these meetings and getting to hear others when they present and share has been so helpful to myself. In fact, the last meeting that I joined, the City Leaders Collective, the contact was made with a gentleman from Nova Scotia who is part of Aaron Ministries. And so he's going to be speaking to our pastors group on December 3rd as we meet. And so it's just, there's different input from different people, and we can learn from one another. I find it so helpful. So let's see lighthouses of prayer lighting up every neighborhood in the nation. Let's let our light shine.